The Thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parx Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
A very pleasant good morning, racing fans, and welcome here to Parx Racing for Let's Go Racing Breeders' Cup weekend next weekend. And we have a local scheduling change here at the track. We'll talk about that at the top of the show. On the racetrack, we had some locals go out of town and come back with some success. We'll take a look at the Barrel of the Million Classic and up to Belmont Park for the Grade 3 Athenia. Our local race of the week, a little allowance race for 3-year-olds at 6.5 furlongs for $46,000. And we'll spend a minute or two. But how about the owner of Math Wizard, John Finelli, joining us a little bit later here on the program. Hi, everybody. Keith Jones down on the beautiful first floor here at Parx Racing. And the man who knows it all, Dick Girardi, right here to my left. And Dick, a scheduling change for Breeders' Cup weekend. I think this is a good one. Usually we don't race live on Friday, but the first day of the Breeders' Cup is on Friday. Santa Anita means it's a little bit later in the afternoon. So we're going to race live on Friday the 1st, and then we're going to take out that Sunday. People can stay home and watch their football.
Makes perfect sense. And the Eagles play, I believe, at 1 o'clock that Sunday, so not the competition you want anyway.
And with the way the schedule works out, they can enjoy the live racing in the afternoon. Again, with Santa Anita, the races will start late, hang out, and bet some Breeders' Cup.
And I'll be there. And so will John Finelli, the Math Wizard.
Now, Dick, we have some other news involving the Breeders' Cup. We usually don't have a lot of locals go out and compete. However, we just got news that we have a local that's headed out there.
Right, it's kind of a last-minute decision. Sponderon, who was, I thought, ran the race of the year here when he won the $100,000 MP Bellezzi a couple weeks ago, is going to go in the dirt mile. So a horse directly from Parx, and of course our Pennsylvania Derby winner, owned locally here by John Finelli.
So Sponderon's going to go up against Omaha Beach. Oh, that's a tall
task. So a couple of 3-year-olds going again. Remember, this is 3 and up. It's a strong race, and so one can make the case maybe as strong as the Classic.
I know.
It's going to be, but with a lot less money on the line.
Yeah, there's some questions about just how good the Classic field is this year. That Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile could be some serious business. Looking forward to it.
It's the greatest. 14 races over 2 days. There's nothing like it.
And get prepared. We always tell the folks, get prepared ahead of time. Well, let's get to our action on the racetrack. We'll take a look at our local feature now. 6.5 furlongs, still straight 3-year-olds. They'll be going that it's a first allowance condition. Or Dick, most of these horses are actually in for the $50,000 claiming price.
Yeah, it's interesting how many are in for 50, and there's not that many horses get claimed around here for 50, so I think that was the theory.
I don't have 50 to put up, so I'm not going to take any of these.
John Finelli does.
Yeah, there you go. The one horse that is not in for the price is the favorite, number 1, Press My Bets, 9-5 for trainer Scott Lake. Now, Dick, this horse debuted back in April and did something that you don't see very often for a young horse in his debut. He was last and circled the field.
Now, he could not have been more impressive. Got a 78 buyer figure. The question coming into the race is, where has he been? That debut was on the 28th of April.
Yes, it was. Second choice, number 4, Factor It In, is 2-1 for trader John Service. Frankie Pennington on board. Had an outstanding 2-year-old season, Dick, that finished off with a start in the Grade 3 Nashua.
And ran okay back then, and it's done a decent year, and it's John Service. He does win some races.
6.5 furlongs. Here's our local feature this week. Factor It In, a length and a half. WW Springtime in hot pursuit on the outside. Press My Bets holding a length and a half back and now moving up between horses. So just past the half-mile pole, those 3 right together. Factor It In and Press My Bets are now heads apart. 3 wide is WW Springtime in third, and then it's about 4 back to Direct Order. Trying to rally get it with now from 4th. Nothing yet from either Absentee or War Bridle. Factor It In. Try to turn back Press My Bets as they come toward the quarter pole. WW Springtime is still in with a chance while running 3 wide. Direct Order swings to the far outside for the final 3/16. So last furlong now. Factor It In has the lead. WW Springtime, and here comes Direct Order. Direct Order, big surge on the outside. Press My Bets not doing enough. Direct Order sweeps to the front. Direct Order has taken the lead and quickly draws clear. Direct Order will win this one going away. Well, Dick, no press my bets, as you mentioned. He'd been out for some time.
Right.
He actually was much closer to the pace. I was surprised to see how close up. Maybe he was a little, geared up because he hadn't been out for so long, but he finishes off the board. Factor in, doesn't get it done. How about the two direct orders? 7-2 for some guy named Jason Service with Hector Diaz Jr. on board. Draws out to win 4.5 lengths. You get $9.60 to win. Now, Dick, Jason doesn't bring in a lot of horses. He started 0 for 15, and now he's had 3 blowout wins in a row.
I think he got angry. I mean, he's won 140 races. He's been at a high percentage all around the country. Of course, Maximum Security finished first in the Derby. Yeah, that was just very unusual. Now he's hot, and look out.
Like you said, I think he got mad. But $9.60 to win on a Jason, though.
Yeah, that doesn't
You're doing good. Well, let's get to our first break. We come back here on Let's Go Racing. How about Math Wizard? How about 30 to 1? How about John Finelli? He's going to be right here next. We come back after this.
What a finish in the Pennsylvania Derby. Here comes Math Wizard on the far outside.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. No markup, no management fees makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stable.
What does Chapman's 7 locations and 10 car brands mean to you? It means a huge selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, all makes and models, many one-owner, low-mileage certified with miles of factory warranty remaining. Safety checked, meticulously detailed, and each come with a free Carfax report so you can buy with complete confidence at any Chapman Auto store near you. Or shop online anytime at ChapmanPreowned.com.
If our emblem is not on your car or truck, you probably did pay too much.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing,
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
but it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs,
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
all across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
He's a winner. He's a champion. He's an icon. He's a legend. And now he's back in Pennsylvania. Smarty Jones, Kentucky Derby winner, Preakness Stakes winner, standing at Equistar in Annville, Pennsylvania. The quintessential Pennsylvania bred has returned. Smarty Jones is back home. Please call Rodney Eckenrode or visit EquistarTrainingAndBreeding.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parx Racing for Let's Go Racing, a special feature segment today back on September 21st. Of course, the Pennsylvania Derby, always great when the local guys get a chance to get into the winner's circle. Let's take you back now and take a look at the stretch run of the Pennsylvania Derby.
It's Mr. Money off the turn with the lead. Mr. Money in front. Spun to run on the outside. Improbable up the inside. War of Will in between horses. Math Wizard on the far outside. What a finish in the Pennsylvania Derby. Here comes Math Wizard on the far outside. Math Wizard, Mr. Money. Math Wizard on the outside. Math Wizard, yes, sir.
Well, 30 to 1 on Math Wizard. And I mentioned the local guy. He's here with us right now, and it's owner John Finelli, the owner of Math Wizard. John, congratulations. Your first graded victory. You skipped the 3s, the 2s. You went right to the grade 1. John, Math Wizard was not on the entry radar for quite a long time. You kind of got involved late. Tell us what went into the decision to bring him here.
Well, we were actually thinking about going to Oklahoma because we figured it would come up a little bit easier than the Pennsylvania Derby. But when we seen the nominations come out, we kind of figured Owendale, a few of the tougher horses were going there. So it winded up being almost the same type of race. And the racing secretary, Dave, who does a great job here, was kind of calling us, asking us to go. And I figured it would be a short field. So a short field for $1 million, or probably a full field for $400,000. And my home track, I just could, it's almost like it was meant to be. So I kind of said to the trainer, I want to go into this race. And he was like, the horse isn't really ready. He's laying down, he's not eating the full bucket. But I kind of came up with a way around that and said, why don't we just enter him for $2,000? Worst case scenario, he's not doing well. We lose $2,000, not the end of the world. The next day he's doing a little better, after we pre-entered. He's doing a little better. The trainer says Safi says he's eating all the food. He's now not laying down. He's doing much better. We have another day, the following day, he says the horse is doing even better. You know what, this might actually work out. And at the same time, on Tuesday, they announced that Maximum Security isn't going to run, which really made it even more appealing. And obviously, the rest is history. We entered and won. So.
Now, John, you're expected to be a late runner in the race. They get to the half mile, and we get this really slow half mile. What's going through your head?
I was a little upset at the pace when I heard you call out 49, I believe, and I'm like, wow, 49 with all these speed horses in front of us, we're going to have it tough. And you know, Irad couldn't have rode a better race, couldn't have timed it better, but you know, I personally know that the center of the track here is fast. And give credit to Irad. Before the race, he told us the rail's slow. I'm going to stay off the rail the whole race. And he got in the center of the track, and that horse just took off.
It was almost like it was meant to be, John, with all the things that happened. And then the rider who was named didn't come, and you get the best rider in the country to ride him as a substitute.
Yes. To be honest, I was leaning towards Jose or Irad in the race. Nothing against Edgar. Edgar's a great guy. Came to a lot of races. Couldn't make it in West Virginia because they had Florida stallion races there. He had like 5 or 6 mounts. I just thought it made sense in a Grade 1 to go with a Grade 1 rider, you know. And Irad's always been one of my favorites. Jose rode the horse a couple times for us. We just didn't have the luck with Jose, so I said, let's just give Irad a shot. And there's nobody with a bigger heart. I don't believe in the sport.
And John, you live in South Jersey. You're general manager of a Nissan dealership over in Turnersville. What's your background? How'd you get into this game?
My dad took me to this track when I was 7 or 8 years old. From there, Garden State. Just loved racing and just was in my blood, even though I came from South Philly, where there's no farms, no horses. Just in my blood. I guess more so the gambling end of it. You know, my mother would be mad, but you know, but my dad had passed away in '01, and I wanted to do something for him, so I decided to claim a couple cheap horses. At the time, I was playing poker professionally. I came here, claimed some horse with Lou Linder. He's a great guy, and came back in 3 weeks. They were both running on the same day. One wins, the other one finishes second and gets claimed. I make like $25,000 the first day, and I'm walking around like, this is the greatest thing in the world. I was hooked right then and there, you know, beginner's luck. Coincidentally, I didn't win a race for another 9 months. So I learned my lessons. You know, in the next 3 years, I got beat up pretty good with a lot of different things. And I just started studying it. I spend about 2 hours per night looking at horses, studying video. And I think it's like anything else. You put the time in, you're going to see results. And you need a little luck, obviously, but the results are there when you put the time in.
And now next Saturday, the Breeders' Cup Classic at Santa Anita. What's that going to be like?
I can't wait. I have no idea what it's going to be like. I had some conversation with Chuck Zachney from Cash's King, Glenn Bennett from LC Racing, and also Uriah St. Louis, who all told me that it's the greatest experience of their life. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, John, congratulations on a great win. All the best. Have a great weekend. Have the time of your life, and continued success right here at Parx.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for joining us. Let's get to our national coverage. It's brought to you by Chapman Auto Group. Unless our emblem is on the back of your car or truck, you've probably paid too much. And we start our national coverage at Laurel. Dick, it was Maryland Million Day, as we mentioned last week on the show. The big one, of course, is the Maryland Million Classic. Now, Dick, Pennsylvania's Day at the Races is all for Pennsylvania breds.
Correct.
That's not the same with Maryland Million Day.
No, it's for Maryland sired horses, horses standing in Maryland. Then others can get in depending on how many horses get into the race.
Right.
Interestingly enough, you could make the case that the 3 best horses in this race,
right,
all Maryland breds, none of them got in the race. They're in the AEs because they're by national sires, including Cordmaker would have been the favorite. He's by Curlin.
Right.
He didn't get in, and it benefited our man John Service.
Okay, let's take a look at the race number 4. Clubman is the 5-2 favorite. I think he has 4 wins this year and has 2 wins in minor stakes already here in 2019.
Now, he's been very solid, almost 200,000 4 wins on the year.
You mentioned John Service. He sends down Forest Fire, who's 3-1, and Paco Lopez will get the ride on Forest Fire. Dick, 2 consecutive wins here at Parx. I'll tell you what, lots of grit, lots of determination.
Yeah, apparently this horse likes to run with others, and when they're around, it makes them run better.
Yeah.
And as you're going to see, there were others around in this race.
He is tough.
Yes, he is.
Here's the call, the Maryland Million Classic.
11 lengths will cover them front to back the opening quarter. 24.49, so not a real fast pace out there for Prindimi, just in front from Forest Fire. Leads about a half length, and Try for Gold is in third position. And Saratoga Bob is right there, still sharp in fourth position. And Clubman in between horses, Tattoo to the outside. Legends Hope is followed by Tappin' Cat. And then Torture Truth has got 7 lengths to make up now. And Deck to Do That Dance, and Curcelli is still last of the 11, heading onto the far turn, a half mile left to run. 49.25, the half mile fraction. So Prindimi in front into the far turn, has to kick on from Forest Fire in the second spot. Saratoga Bob out of the inside, Tattooed, Try for Gold running a big one in between horses. Clubman is right there, 2 from the front, and Tappin' Cat trying to fire now for the last 2.5 furlongs. They race to the top of the stretch. Forest Fire, Prindimi on the inside, battle together for the lead. Tattooed is in third. Clubman and Saratoga Bob down to the rail. Into the stretch at the 3/16 in the Classic. Prindimi, Forest Fire, head to head now for that final furlong. Tattooed is in third. Clubman did not kick on. It's Forest Fire, tenacious. Forest Fire, Prindimi. Forest Fire, Prindimi. Forest Fire prevails, and Prindimi trying again. Forest Fire.
Well, John goes down with Forest Fire and comes back the winner of the Maryland Million Classic. Forest Fire just outfights again to the wire, wins by a half length, pays $8 to win, and John can now put this one on his mantle as well.
Yeah, he can. I mean, we got the Derby, we got the Preakness, we got the Kentucky
And now we
Oaks, we got the Breeders' Cup last year, and now he's got a Maryland Million. The other race he hasn't won prominent that I can think of is the Pennsylvania Derby. What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah,
He's
come
stabled
on.
right here. Real nice. This is a really neat horse, Keith, and he's had some physical issues, but when they can get him running, he's tough.
Well, that's 3 in a row now, and again, a career best buyer at 87, I think, comes back. So congratulations to John. Big victory down at Laurel. Dick, let's head up to Belmont Park. We had another local that was involved in a stake. This is the Grade 3 Athenia. The fillies and mares on the grass at 1 mile and 1/16 for a purse of $200,000. Number 1, Simply Breathless, is the 7-5 choice here for Trader Neil Drysdale. Was competing in England last year, but Dick, since coming to the United States, how about some frequent flyer miles?
Yeah, all over the place. Golden Gate, Santa Anita, Arlington, and most recently Kentucky Downs. Neil Drysdale doesn't come east that often. He doesn't really run that many horses anymore, but when he comes east, people pay attention.
7-5. The second choice, number 3, Sweet By and By. It's a horse that the locals will definitely are familiar with here. Had a terrific 3-year-old season, versatile, wins on the turf, the main track, short, long. She's really good, and Dick, she seems to be back in her best form here.
Yeah, and Steve Glaceris has had kind of an unlucky year here where he's been close a lot, but he's always solid, and this is one of his best
She's
horses.
very good. 9-5 the price on her. Here's the call of the Grade 3 Athenia.
Candy Store now is going to take charge. Zenobia goes up on the far outside, then Andina Del Sur, and then Simply Breathless, who takes her spot at the rail, 5 lengths from the front. Victorine is right behind her, and then Pepper Sprout and Maddie's Magnum. So onto the backstretch they go, and it is Candy Store, the leader, through a 23.67 opening quarter mile, taken on now by Zenobia, and Zenobia now goes up and grabs the lead up the backstretch. John Velasquez waiting no longer with Zenobia, and they open up by a length and 3/4 to Candy Store. And then it's Sweet By and By, followed by Andina Del Sur, and Simply Breathless is 6 lengths off the lead while riding the rail up the backstretch. Pepper Sprout is next on the outside of Victorine, and Maddie's Magnum is trailing the field through a 47.46 half mile. Entering the far turn, it is Zenobia on top and pulling away now to a 5-length lead. Now it's 6. Zenobia just motoring along here, 6 lengths out in front of Andina Del Sur, who's grabbed second. And then on the inside, it's Candy Store. Simply Breathless has been taken to the outside, and she's 9 lengths behind. Then Sweet By and By, Victorine, Pepper Sprout, Maddie's Magnum. 3/4 in 1:10.85. And they're into the stretch. Let's see if Zenobia can keep on going here. And Dina Del Sur is 4 lengths behind her. Sweet By and By is closing in 2. And then on the outside comes Simply Breathless. Zenobia still there, on top by 2.5. Sweet By and By closing but running out of time. Then Andina Del Sur, it's Zenobia.
Well, the Grade 3 Athenia goes to Zenobia. Dick, how about Johnny Velasquez blowing this one open on the turn? Opens up at 7-1 and then holds off the late charge of Sweet By and By to win by a length and a half. $16.40 to win. The colors of the Augustin Stable.
Yeah, the local horse finished second, but the local guy, George Strawbridge in Augustin Stable, won the race. And the Irish bred, and boy, that was very unusual the way he won that turf race. You don't usually see him open up like that, but Johnny V's not in the Hall of Fame because he doesn't understand pace in other situations. He's one of the best to ever
I know
ride.
Steve with a second place finish at a grade 3 stake.
Absolutely.
Not all too bad,
Yeah,
so
it's
sweet
all
by and by. Good performance here up in New York. Let's go down to Keeneland for the big race of the weekend, the grade 2 Raven Run. It's 3-year-old fillies at 7/8 of a mile for a purse of $250. And who's favorite? But how about some guy named, it's Chad Brown. Dick, number 3, Indian Pride, a blowout win at her debut up at Saratoga.
Yeah, a 90 buyer wins by 8 at 3 to 5, but obviously this is a gigantic step up. Although most maiden races at Saratoga are kind of like stakes races anyway.
They say the biggest jump in class is that maiden victory up against winners, and we're going to go right into a grade 2 here. The second choice, number 8, First Star, is 9-2 for trainer Ron Ellis, and she comes east after back-to-back wins at Del Mar.
Yeah, 2 really impressive wins, big numbers, a 92 followed by an 88. And Ron Ellis is a guy who often does not leave Southern California, so when he comes east, you pay attention.
Raven Run, here's the call.
Indian Pride between horses moves up and has the lead by just ahead. Free Cover is there, and Irish Mischief also is there, and those 3 go at it around the far turn. Indian Pride a neck in front. Irish Mischief to the outside. Free Cover is third. First Star tries to join them in fourth. Here comes First Star looming up to the far outside, a length off the lead. Royal Charlotte in behind horses. Bells the 1 is swinging wide into 6 off the far turn. First Star striding forward for the lead from Irish Mischief. Bells the 1 runs at her from the outside. Royal Charlotte has to change lanes again to the far outside. Bells the 1 has taken the lead in deep stretch. The Lexus Raven Run. Bells the 1. Corey Lannery 13-1 to spring the upset.
Well, Dick, the favorite Indian Pride missed the break and then kind of rushed up into contention there early, and that's not usually a good sign, and she ends up finishing third here. But how about a last to first winner, number 2, Bells the 1, 13-1, goes on to win by a length and a quarter. And Dick, $28.60 the win price. And Dick, when we talk about long shots, sometimes you look at it and you scratch your head. Right. You know what? You look at this one at 13-1, you could have played it.
Yeah, if you accept the fact that Kofefi, the really brilliantly fast 3-year-old filly, would have been like 1-5 in this race, then maybe you say, hey, this horse finished second to Kofefi in most recent. Now, it was 8 lengths back, but yeah, that's the way you get there. And by the way, this was the race won last year by the Pennsylvania bred Shamrock Rose, on her way 2 weeks later to win the Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Sprint.
Bells the 1 is a grade 2 winner at Keeneland. Let's get to our next break. We come back here on Let's Go Racing, and it's our jockey and trainer of the week. We'll have race recap as well, so stay with us. Back with lots more after this.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. No markup, no management fees makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stable.
What does Chapman's 7 locations and 10 car brands mean to you? It means a huge selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, all makes and models, many one-owner low mileage certified with miles of factory warranty remaining. Safety checked, meticulously detailed, and each come with a free Carfax report so you can buy with complete confidence at any Chapman Auto store near you. Or shop online anytime at ChapmanPreowned.com.
If our emblem is not on your car or truck, you probably did pay too much.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parx Racing for Let's Go Racing. Time to give out our weekly awards brought to you by the great folks at the Turning for Home program. Log on to their website and get involved today. That's turningforhome.org. Take our jockey of the week, not one of our local guys, but how about Paco Lopez?
He's been here enough, and he's been winning enough, and he won the Maryland Maine Classic.
How about 37% when he comes here?
The only guy winning more here than him is Navarro. What's he, like 44%?
But that's he is a tremendous jockey,
yes,
so keep an eye when he rides here. Paco Lopez, our jockey of the week, and our trainer of the week. Don't look now. Of course, Joe Taylor's the runaway leader.
He is.
But Scott Lake is second in the trainer standings. He's having a terrific year.
Yeah, he only won his 6,000th race earlier this year, so why would he?
A little bit slow of late, but now this year he has kicked back in. Scott Lake, our trainer of the week. Let's get to race recap. Back to Keeneland, the grade 3 Dowager. Fillies and mares going long on the grass. How about a mile and a half? Dick, number 3, Gentle Ruler is the 2-to-1 favorite. Chris Landeros. And Dick, how about save every bit of ground around 3 turns and then come kick it in the stretch?
Yeah, that's how you win long turf races. Don't run until you have to, and don't lose any ground. And this horse, Gentle Ruler, did not. Ian Wilkes is a really neat trainer. I've always liked him. This horse wins.
$6.20 to win on Gentle Ruler. Let's go back to Laurel for more of Maryland Million Day. This is the sprint. Number 7, Call Paul. That Pennsylvania Nursery winner is the 4-to-5 favorite. But Dick, how about off the pace? You got to love this one. Taco Supreme.
Yeah, I thought Call Paul was an absolute cinch at the 8th pole up by 3, but here comes Taco Supreme from absolutely nowhere to win and get a 97 buyer.
And you get a nice $12.20 on your $2 there. And Dick, it's the Maryland Million Distaff. Our friend Mark Reed had a couple of horses in here, but Dick, he's also facing number 1, Anna's Bandit, who was 1-2, and she's like winning everything this year.
Yeah, she has just been unbelievable. This will be 8 wins in 10 starts in 2019, 15 of 31 lifetime. Anna's Bandit's going to win convincingly again.
3.5, and for your $2 this time, you get $3.
Oh, very nice.
What are you going to do with that buck? I'm not so sure.
Better than not having it.
That's true. Well, Dick, let's take a look at Ion Racing, and with Breeders' Cup weekend next weekend, a little bit of a light week. We do have the Grade 3 Bold Ruler up in New York.
And we have Maximum Security is going to run on the Bold Ruler in his comeback. Remember, he was supposed to run here. He got sick. He'll run there, and then I think they'll probably shoot for the Cigar Mile and maybe the Pegasus. They're thinking down the road, but had that colic, so just clearly not ready for the Breeders' Cup.
How about some news and notes?
How about it?
Be back with that after this.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parx Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parx is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
He's a winner. He's a champion. He's an icon. He's a legend. And now he's back in Pennsylvania. Smarty Jones, Kentucky Derby winner, Preakness Stakes winner, standing at Equistar in Annville, Pennsylvania. The quintessential Pennsylvania bred has returned. Smarty Jones is back home. Please call Rodney Eckenrode or visit EquistarTrainingAndBreeding.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parx Racing for Let's Go Racing News and Notes. Our final segment now brought to you by the Granny Fund. You can see where you can send your contributions. Get involved in the Granny Fund. Education at the backstretch of Grade 3, the Granny Fund. Dick, remember our buddy Pasquale D'Angelotonio, the owner of Bourbon War? I mean, what a great racing fan, and he's done so much. How about little Smarty Jones?
Yeah, how about hanging up at Equistar Farm up in Annville with Smarty Jones, his own self? Yeah. That's how Pasquale got into the sport 15 years ago. He went up to visit, took some roses. Rodney Eckenrode, of course, runs Equistar up there, and it's only been a couple of months now since Smarty was here for his return.
Well, Pasquale, what a great guy. I mean, we had him on the show, and he just lit up the set here.
He went to Dubai for the World Cup. He goes all over the place, loves the game, got into it like so many people around here because of Smarty Jones.
Keep it up, Pasquale, and maybe a good year in 2020 coming for his horses. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of Let's Go Racing. Don't forget, Breeders' Cup weekend, live racing on Friday, no racing on Sunday. We'll see you next week on Let's Go Racing.